When will these people ever learn? Welcome to my channel, Outspoken Samantha. If you are new here, welcome. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you're returning, welcome back. I truly appreciate your continued support, and I hope that you are subscribed as well, particularly if you are watching on Rumble, because we do need to support platforms that support free speech, and YouTube is just not that. So unfortunately, guys, we've got another family-friendly drag show to talk about because, yes, these are still continuing to go on anywhere and everywhere, and it is just getting more and more grotesque. And I don't know that I need to repeat it, but maybe just for the sake of repeating it for anybody who hasn't heard this from me before, the way that we ended up here, how we ended up here, is that, we had a bunch of people who thought that allowing drag queens into schools was actually a good idea to read stories to our kids, and they were just actually under this impression that that is where it was going to stop, that they had no interest in being sexually explicit with our children or introducing them to things or showing them things that would be inappropriate for their age, despite the fact that the entire premise for being a drag queen is being sexually explicit. All of their content is completely grotesque, and I'd like to say no judgment if that's your thing, but maybe just a little bit of judgment, because I have seen far more of drag queens in the last few years than I ever thought I would see. And the more I see of them, the more I am not really understanding how anybody can find this entertainment. But that being said, this is adult entertainment, period, stop, the end. There is no question about it. So it blows my mind when you see things like this, and then you see reactions from the people that own things like this theme park where this performance took place. And he's like, I don't know how that happened. I'm totally shocked that this is happening. How did this drag queen end up behaving this way in front of kids? So let's have a little bit of a watch. I apologize. This is grotesque. It's disgusting. It's vile. It's evil. There are children in the audience. So if you do want to skip forward about 40 seconds and not watch this, I don't blame you at all. So, ew. And apparently the owner of this amusement park was just completely shocked that this is how drag queens act. Really? According to an article in the Daily Wire, it says an amusement park in the United Kingdom said it would no longer participate in Pride events after children witnessed an explicit drag performance by a drag queen named Crystal. The owner of Adventure Island in Southend-on-Sea, Essex, has humbly apologized to his loyal customers for hiring the performer that left parents horrified, the Daily Mail reported. In a statement to the outlet, Philip Miller, executive chairman of Adventure Island, said there had been confusion as to what we would allow or not. The grinding act was most definitely a non-starter, as we are ostensibly a family park, and that is just not family entertainment, Miller's statement added. I find that really interesting because maybe you didn't know what that drag queen was going to do, but that drag queen knows that this is a family park, and they brought themselves straight in there and acted in the most sexually explicit way that they could possibly think of at a family park. They know what they're doing. Rest assured, we will not be rebooking this act or participate in any future Pride celebrations. It's just not for us. We tried to be inclusive, but it has backfired on us. You think? The apology comes after footage of an all-ages family-friendly drag show on Saturday surfaced online. The video shows Crystal, who performed on the first season of the BBC's RuPaul's Drag Race, scantily clad, wearing fishnet tights, a leotard, and high heels, reportedly wielding an angle grinder. I'm sorry, but I don't know what that is. But this grown adult male shows up in fishnet tights and a leotard and high heels, and you aren't questioning what the performance is going to be? Really? The drag queen performing to the tune of Scissor Sisters' hit Filthy Gorgeous can be seen making pelvic thrusting motions with his hips. According to the Daily Mail, Crystal ran his hand up and down the angle grinder, then strikes it against his metal plate fixed to his crotch and made sparks fly. One mother of two told the Daily Mail she loved the place but would not return after seeing the clip. "I won't be going back and I won't be taking my kids there," she reportedly told the outlet. "That is a line you don't cross," she added. "That tells me everything you need to know about how they value children." The drag queen in the video rejected the idea that his performance was inappropriate, telling the outlet, "My act is no different to what you might see on Britain's Got Talent from Lady Gaga on MTV or from a street performer in Covent Garden. This is deemed sexual solely because I was performing in drag," Crystal added, noting it was his third year booked at the park for its Pride events. As I said, these drag queens came into the schools and said, all we want to do is read stories to your little ones. We just want to embrace them and help them understand the world around them and the diversity in the world around them and just expose them to something other than just the traditional norms. And we just want to help foster that growth and, help them develop their imaginations and whatever else. That is how they got close to our kids. And now they are in a family-friendly park gyrating and simulating sex acts with whatever an angle grinder is, I don't know, and saying, "I don't understand what was inappropriate. I don't understand what the problem was. This is this is just normal stuff that you would see on TV and with Lady Gaga or an MTV or whatever Covent Garden is." But here's the thing. Most of us parents are watching what our kids are watching on TV, or my kids would never watch MTV, but I have watched a lot of Britain's Got Talent. I don't think I have ever seen anything like that on it. And even if there were, I would turn it off if my kids were in the room. So just because it's available out there on any other platform does not mean that parents are not censoring what their kids are watching. There's a lot of different things that are on TV that they could also perform on stage in some kind of other venue. That doesn't make it okay for your kids to see it. And he's also defending his actions by saying this is only deemed sexual solely because I'm performing in drag, which is not the case at all, because these parents would be reacting the same way if this were somebody who was dressed normally. If a man jumped up on stage and he's wearing jeans and a t-shirt and starts behaving this way in front of children, he's going to be called out in exactly the same way. But in today's society, for some reason, if you are in drag, for whatever reason, so many people see it as acceptable, whereas if there were any other human being, adult human being, that got up and behaved that way with children in the front row watching them, people would call them out as disgusting and vile. So honestly, Crystal, you have more privilege than any other adult human being, than any other predator out there, because people for some reason think that if you dress in this way, in the most provocative way possible, in the most sexually jarring way possible, that somehow this is acceptable for children. But if they had put a stripper pole up there or any other kind of exotic dancer or any other kind of adult performer up there, the reaction would have been the same. And it is completely dishonest and disconnected from reality and very narcissistic to think that the only reason people react this way is because you are a drag queen. And that is a narrative you have been fed. For some reason, you think that you are a victim, even though you are the grown adult that should know better and you are the one that are victimizing innocent children. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. I would love it if you hit the like button. Please make sure you are subscribed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.